Welcome, everyone, to Leadership Moments with Dr. T. I am so excited for today. You guys know I love leadership moments. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and invite someone to watch the broadcast today. Go ahead and share it, send them the link. Make sure you get your notepads, your pens, your pencils, your paper, whatever you need, because you don't want to miss a day. Today, I'm going to be talking a bit about what are four characteristics of a great manager. Now, I want to put the disclaimer out and say to you that this is not an exhaustive list, but these are what I would have chosen that I believe that every great manager should have. Okay, so before you said, listen, where are the rest of the notes? No, I'm telling you that these are just the four that I would have chosen today. All right, so, but of course, before we can talk about what are some of the four great characteristics of a manager, we first need to know what management is. So, what is management? Of course, we know management to be the process of us getting things done effectively and efficiently using other people. So it's important that you know that of course, you have to use other people to get the job done. And then also for you to know that it's important to be someone who's big on team building. Also, as a manager, you won't be able to get everything done by yourself. So you definitely will need the use of other people. Now, one of the four characteristics that I would say that persons need, if you're a manager, and you're wondering what type of characteristics do I have, you should be empathetic, or you should be someone who has empathy. When we look at Theodore Roosevelt, one of the things that he said was that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so that says to me that as an employee or your peers, that they are going to be concerned about how much you care about them. How much do you care about their well-being? Okay. So you have to be empathetic. Also, when employees want to be heard. They also want to be understood, and they also want to be valued. If persons don't feel like they're valued, there's very much you'll be able to get them to do. Sometimes they will just do the basic that's required of them, but they won't go and do that above and beyond. I know sometimes you would say, okay, well, if you're going to take initiative, it should be on your own. I get that. But as a manager, if you are displaying characteristics of empathy, or if you are displaying empathy, you will definitely get more out of your employees than the status quo. Okay. Also, when we talk about empathy, empathy helps to build trust as well as cultivate professional relationships. So if you're not empathetic, it's going to be hard for you to cultivate any type of relationship. Again, I will say to you, relationship, that there's a lot of currency when we talk about relationships. And this is how, as a manager, you would be able to get your employees to do the things that you need them to do, but from a healthy place, from a healthy standpoint, and not in a way where you are manipulating them. Also, being empathetic, it also would help to increase performance in high functioning teams. This is also important. So, as you hear me list off some things, you will see that, or some benefits of being empathetic, or what it can do. You will see the importance of why you need to be empathetic. Okay. One of the things I would also say to you as a manager, make sure that you're scheduling one-on-ones with your team or with your employees, focusing on their personal development rather than their task. Again, people like to know that you care about them, their well-being, where you see them going to the next level. If people only feel as though that you're only concerned about task, then then you're really showing to them that you don't care about their well-being. So make sure that you are empathetic. Make sure that you ask them, what is it that you want to do? Where is it that you see yourself? So the having one-on-ones help with these type of conversations. Okay. Also, being empathetic will definitely help you keep the pulse on what's going on with your team. As you know, life happens, things happens, and if you're empathetic, if you have a team member or an employee who maybe lost a loved one, who may be going through some difficult times or challenges, if you are empathetic, they will be also more than willing to come to you and share that they are actually dealing with some of the things that they are dealing with. So I always say to persons, always ask the question, how would I feel if I was in that situation? So how would you feel if you didn't have an empathetic boss, if you didn't have an empathetic manager or supervisor or leader, especially when you may be going through challenging times, or even just one who really cared about your well-being and not just the task at hand. Another characteristics of someone who's a good manner is transparency. You might have heard me talk about this before, but being open and honest, it definitely creates an environment of trust as well as credibility. It shows your employee or employees or even your peers that you have their best interests at heart. I always say the person provide the necessary information. For whatever may be taking place in the organization or in the department. Yes, I know that there are some information that you won't be able to reveal to them, which is okay. And I know they will get it. I know they will understand it as long as they respect you as a leader. They will understand. So if you're constantly showing that you are one who's transparent, open, and honest, whenever there comes a time when you may have to say to your employee, listen, I can't really tell you all of what's going on right now by virtue of my position or what may be taking place that has not possibly maybe been revealed to those who are around or the other employees or the entire organization. They will understand it. Okay. Transparency also helps to promote healthy work environments. Copy people on emails that are assisting with projects. I know sometimes some people don't like to do that, but when you don't, it creates a factor of distrust. Persons can't get the necessary information that they need to complete their task or do whatever they are tasked to do. Also, avoid being involved in office politics. So, this is one of the surest ways as a manager that you can reduce trust amongst your employees. Okay, so always make sure you stay out of office politics. Only whenever it possibly spills over where it's really affecting work, then I would say you should be concerned about it. But if it's something that is not affecting their work, is not affecting other relationships on the job, I would say to you, just stay out of it. Be watchful, be mindful, but make sure to um, stay out of the office politics. All right. So another thing is being responsive. As a leader, how responsive, or as a manager, how responsive are you? As a leader, your employees should know, or your department should know when you're going on vacation. Is it a secret when you're going out on vacation? Is it a secret when you won't be in the office? Your employees should know. Okay. So that's also important that it shows your responsiveness as well as it shows whether or not you truly trust your employees. Also, being responsive will is it's because it's an essential part of productivity for the team as well. If they know that you're not there in the office, then they can find another colleague or their manager or whoever it may be to assist them with whatever it is that they have to complete in a timely manner. So if you are going out, you're not saying anything, it's going to really create a disruption within the department during that time. Responsiveness also shows that you trust your employees. This is a way to also build trust, as well as setting up feedback for your employees as well. So make sure that there's a way for them to be able to loop back to the things that they need to hear about. So again, make sure there's positive feedback loop for your employees. Okay, so they feel comfortable as well reaching out to you about various issues or even concerns. Make sure provide timelines as well as time frames as well as communication methods. So I spoke about if you're not in office, what are some of the ways in which they can contact you? If you won't be on email or if you won't be on phone, say to your employees, listen, I won't be on email, I won't be on phone, but here's how you can get in contact with me. As simple as this may seem, it makes a whole a lot of a difference when your employees are completing tasks or they need to get in contact with you very quickly for whatever reason it may be. And so always communicate your availability. Number four, humility, being humble. This is a big one. A lot of leaders sometimes they're not humble, but leaders who display humility, these are the ones who have the deepest and most profound impact as well as lasting success. People like to know that you are humble. And the reason why it happens is because as a leader, if people see that you are humble or you display humility, you would even be someone who would also apologize when you're wrong or admit when you're wrong. Okay, that shows humility. Whenever you can admit as a manager, as a leader, I've made a misstep, I'm wrong. That shows your employees, believe it or not, it actually costs your employees to give you respect that you think that you probably wouldn't have gotten. It doesn't make you weak. It just shows that you're human, but it also shows that you're someone that has humility. Okay. And so with someone, a manager, whenever they're humble, it shows that they don't always have to be right. It shows that they may not always have all of the answers as well. Okay. When we talk about being humble or being a humble manager, humility also directly translates into better decision making. Why does this happen? This happens because a leader is taking into consideration the other aspects as well. Again, being humble is extremely, extremely, extremely important. And if you're someone who's humble, it will actually cause you to be empathetic as well. So, do you see how all of this ties in together? Okay. And so this is also important. And when we talk about humility, it shows that you're a leader or a manager who practice self-reflection. Self-reflection is really key, is really important as a manager because you're able to see where it is that you can make the necessary improvements. I've said this before, we all have weaknesses, or I would say opportunities for growth. We all have them. I don't care who you are. It doesn't matter the position that you may hold. It doesn't matter how much money you may make, where you come from in society. We all have the ability to grow. We all have opportunities for growth. All right. So these are the four characteristics that make a good manager. So just to recap, we talk about empathy. That's important. We also talk about transparency as well as being transparent, as well as being humble. So that's important. Okay, so it's empathy, transparency, being responsive, as well as humility. These are four characteristics that make a great manager. Like I mentioned before, this is not an exhaustive list, but this is something, or these characteristics are the ones that I believe is very vital and crucial to your leadership journey as a manager. All right. And so I hope you thoroughly enjoyed today's leadership moment. If you have any questions or if you have any feedback, be sure to send it to info@tavarajohnson.com, or you can visit the website at tavarajohnson.com. I look forward to connecting with you all, whether it's via coaching or whether it's for coaching, training, personal development. Listen, just go ahead and send me an email, or go and you could actually schedule your appointment on the website. We're here every week. And so, I just love the leadership moments because I like to be able to download and equip those who may be tuning in, those who may be listening in. And so, if you don't know, I am Dr. Tavara Johnson, or like it says, Dr. T. I am a leadership coach, consultant, trainer, certified Maxwell leadership team member as well. I have over a decade of experience in human resources in various areas such as talent acquisition, learning and development, performance management. So go ahead. There's no question that if I can't answer, I will let you know, but I will definitely be sure to answer all of it. But if you need assistance, if you're a new manager, if you are an aspiring manager, or even if you're someone who's a veteran, you feel as though you need some brushing up, you need some coaching, you need some fresh ideas, go ahead and send me an email or send me a DM, or like I said before, you could go ahead and schedule it on the website. And so I look forward to seeing you all next week for another leadership moment with Dr. T.
Your reach and influence with leadership coaching, training, and equipping with Dr. Tavara Johnson. And to inquire to have Dr. Tavara Johnson speak at your next event, simply visit www.tavarajohnson.com. Let's grow together.